Hi, happy Friday. So, here I am in front of this hideaway that we hope will open soon for guests, maybe by this fall. And this is what I wanted to say today to all of my viewers and followers out there. This is what I see as very common with the women I work with, frankly, also some men. But with women, there is this doubt, this self-doubt that clouds their ability to trust their intuition. Okay? I don't know if you can identify with that, but I know I can too, because this is what I've experienced in my life at times, and what I hear from some of my clients is that shushing. Have you ever been shushed? You know, you have this idea, you have this feeling inside you that something is off. You know, you're not quite sure what it is. Something doesn't feel right. You know, maybe it's a decision that you have to make in your life, or just something doesn't feel right. Or the opposite, maybe something feels great and you want to take some action. You want to trust your intuition and what you're feeling inside your heart and your body, and you get shushed. Maybe that's happened when you've been growing up and your parents said, shh, no, that is not going to work. Absolutely not. Why would you even think that? You know, what are you thinking again, right? Well, those messages, you know, they linger, they stay with us, they stay in our bodies. And we get to be 60, 70, 80 years old, and we can still react in our lives and make decisions about our life based on those messages we got maybe when we were very young. Or maybe it was in your 20s, your 30s, you might have been newly married and trying to figure out your marriage, your life being married, and maybe your spouse shushed you. You know, why would you ever think that? You know, or why did you spend that money on that couch or those new curtains? We don't need new curtains. Have you ever heard these messages? They're very common. And what they do, they start to just slowly unravel our ability to go deeply and trust what we're feeling inside our bodies. You know, if you bought new curtains for your house, maybe they were a little too expensive, but there was a reason for that. You know, maybe they just totally matched the decor, or maybe they were on sale and you got them at a better price. Who knows? But there is no reason for somebody to doubt you. You know, they can dialogue with you and process it with you, but not cause you to not believe in yourself. You know, I just see this so often that I wanted to, you know, devote a little time to talking about this again. This is Sam. And I just think it's also a cultural and a climate thing too. This is Charlotte here, because let's face it, we live in a very troubling climate most of the time. I'm talking about social, political climate that surrounds us, with the news, what's happening in the world and other countries, all the conflict and the aggression and the ways that people do not feel safe even to express themselves, right? We know there is lots of different oppressions in our society. Certainly, you know, it's a patriarchal society. There's racism, there's ageism, there's homophobia. There's so many pressures from the outside that are shushing us, making us be silent and not be who we are fully in our identity. You know, whatever age we are, it can feel so toxic, and it shuts us down. And so here is what I want to say is that you need to begin to be liberated from those feelings of being shushed and being shut down, being dismissed in your opinions and your views and your goals in your life, wherever you are in your life. If you have an inner compass to guide you forward, you need to trust that compass and trust the intuition. Ways that we strengthen our intuition, ways that I work with clients on that, is to really stay open to the messages that you're receiving in the universe in general. And I know that's really broad and kind of like, oh, what is she talking about? But it's being available so that you're not just relying on somebody else's opinion of what you should do in your life. You know, if you're about to make a big change in your life, maybe a move or a purchase of some kind, or a relationship, maybe you're entering into another committed relationship of some kind in your life, you want to be able to lean into that uncertainty. There will be a lot of uncertainty surrounding it, and not try again to force a decision to come to you, but allow it to emerge. And so what you're doing is you're allowing certain individuals and certain messages to kind of come to you so that you can process whatever it is you're thinking about and make a decision, you know, make a move. You might decide, no, it's not a good time for me to make this commitment. I just want to be with you so-and-so in my life. I don't want to make a commitment yet. Whatever that looks like. Okay, there's many, many, many examples here. But the key to it all is to not be afraid of what you're feeling. You know, don't step away from something that's important to you because of other messages that are rolling around in your head, like you may have received from friends, parents, an ex in your life that never supported you. You know, it's just important to really be centered. And part of what I'm going to write about this week too is a practice of a living meditation, which is really developing a balance and a harmony with everything that's going on around you, all of the energy around you. And when you can facilitate that, it's not going to happen overnight. It's a practice that you develop over time. I highly recommend, like, if you have a life coach that you're working with, she can support you through this. It is a process of gaining clarity and gaining a greater sense of self-purpose, whatever that might look like in your life. All right. Well, that's my message today. Write to me. Ask me questions. I'm so happy to respond to you and to clarify anything I've said here or in my other videos too. I hope you have a spectacular weekend ahead of you, whatever it looks like. And remember, trust yourself.